All right. Well, anyway, I was trying to go live. I'm going to go ahead and record it, and then I'll post it later. Here's what I discovered. And, let me just recap because the other one I deleted. Found out that now it's trying to tell me to go live. So let's see if it works. Rotate your device. You can't turn your phone while live. All right. Well, whatever. I have no idea what the hell this is even talking about. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. But anyway, kind of the short version of what I discovered today. I was just talking about this a minute ago. When I was going on and we were talking about service on the show. And service in legal documents is important because you have to, you can't do anything in star chambers, and we've talked about that and how all that works, and why process is the way it's written. And for example, a case will be dismissed if you don't provide service to the other party through a process server to show that yes, they did receive notification, blah 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 blah. And once that's verified, then you can serve them snail mail or however you want to serve them. But that initial notification is key. And one of the first things that they do, or going back into history, let's go back to the diploma font. We talked about this on the show. The newspaper articles and publications, the Washington Post, the New York Times, the Youngstown Vindicator, the Tribune Chronicle. Notice if you look at the title of their publications, they're all written in the same font as the United States Supreme Court, that diploma font, right? And that was how they used to provide public service, right, to those public proceedings, right? Like I said, this goes all the way back way back to the beginnings of the country. So bring that forward and where we are now. Here's what I found out. In my case and a couple of other cases, what they're doing is they have your on some of your paperwork, always double check your address, because I went through and I found in some of the documentation, including one website, one of the main agencies in one of my cases, and one in my case, actually, Department of Revenue, had me at an address I haven't lived at in 17 years. And come to find out, they got that address from the other side, from Department Counsel. So their own actors, their own people, are giving them the wrong information, right? And why would they do that? They're doing that because they're trying to pull these behind closed door meetings, right? So they say, yep, we're going to file this action, right? And they serve notice to the court or wherever, and they drop this thing in the mail. What they're not telling you is, and what they haven't been telling me is, the papers have been going to my address from 17 years ago. God only knows if I were ever to walk, I'm sure whoever it was hit return to sender or just threw it away or whatever. But I would love to get copies of everything that was supposedly served, right, to that old address. And this is why I wanted you guys to know this. So if anybody ever takes one of you kids to court, or you ever get a hint of an action, always double and triple check what address are you sending service to, and how are you proving service to the court. And come to find out, on their certificate of service, I got them on this one. On the certificate of service, they have me here in Ocala. The mailing address from the agency is Safety Harbor. So when they submit their paperwork up through their chain, right, report to their agency, they've told the agency that I live in Safety Harbor. So the agency's sending the stuff to Safety Harbor. And they're getting pissed because I wasn't responding. So when I finally cleared the air with them today, they're like, right? I said, if you don't believe that, I'll send you a copy of the judicial mandate that says that this is my address, and it has been my address, and I'll give you the when I moved in, because I still have my original paperwork from when I turned my utilities on. So they said, no, that's not necessary, but we will take care of it on our end. What do you want us to do in the meantime? I said, well, correct the address, make sure that I'm getting information, for the love of God, and don't change my address. I don't care what your in-house counsel says. If you don't hear it from me, it doesn't change. And they're like, okay, we'll put a note in your file. So I would advise everybody who's ever dealt with an agency, get on the horn, update your address, and I promise you, somewhere along the line, they're going through doing credit checks on you, getting your old addresses, right? And that's what I did. That's why I did this, so you kids would know. I know how you like the whiteboard. Your case info at the top, going through the agency, right? And it's going to your former address, not where you currently live. Okay? What's that look like? That's a pyramid scheme, isn't it? And guess who's right smack in the middle of it? The actors within the agency, their own counsel. Son of a bitch. Boy, it's just amazing how this design just keeps showing up. Right? So, I just thought it'd be cool to bring you guys on and show that to you. But the whole point is, always make sure that they have your correct contact information, name, address, phone number, and also another one you might want to verify is the spelling of your name. I've also found errors in my case and other cases where they screw up the spelling of the name. So when they do their little searching, they're searching for the one that they want, which is the one that they intentionally screwed up. So they can say, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to do blah, 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 blah. Well, if you go through and you audit it, and that's what I've demanded the agency do an audit. Everything with any numbers related to me, of course, my name, my social security number, my EIN numbers, all of it. So said, I want you to tie this together. We're going to go through this, and we're going to audit this agency. So I'm actually going to be the first person in the state of Florida to audit the Department of Revenue. Imagine that. So this is going to be a real interesting 2019. And so, there's other stuff that happened, and we'll talk about that later with that. What the hell is that guy's name? James, or I got it written down here somewhere. Terry Swadner. So I'll let you know what I find out with him when I find that out. I got him right here. He's got a full page, just waiting on his call. But that money I sent you kids, that $1,600, state took it. Got the confirmation today. And the reason that they took it was because of all of this process crap that these lawyers created, right? And they do this so they can run you through a shit show, make you look bad in front of the court that you're not, that, we can't find him and he's a scumbag and bullshit and blah, 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 blah. It's all a shit show and a sham. I got it directly from the agency people today myself. And come to find out, the supervisors are aware of it. And the only thing they can do is they can wait for you guys to call. And so everybody's watching this. Make sure you pick up the phone. Hey, Danita. Hey, Dawn. Pick up the phone. Call your state's Department of Revenue. Here in Florida, it's called the Florida Department of Revenue. You can get to them through the tax office or, whoever. But you want to make sure that they have and are sending you all of the information that they need to send you to contact you. It's coming to your current address. Because, like I said, I shudder to think how much of this case information and other case information has ended up in an 18-year-old address. So whoever's living there now is probably going, who the hell is this guy? So I had to drive down there and just knock on the door and say, I'm the guy who you keep getting mail from, and I found out why. So Here, Don, this is a short one, so you can watch it over real quick. I just was basically I came on and I was telling everybody about the latest scam that I found, where these lawyers are going in and giving the agencies your old addresses and your old contact information. So when the agency does try to reach out to you, they can't find you. And then the lawyer goes in and says, see, I told you they were a scumbag. So, hey, just saying, as I find this stuff out, I wanted to let you guys know so you know how to defend against it. And the best defense against this is go down to see your Postmaster General. And in your municipality, in Florida, it's every 90 days. You're going to want to go down there every 90 days and fill out what's called a change of address form, and make sure that any mail that is supposed to come to you is flagged in the system. And all these change of address mechanisms only last 90 days. So every 90 days, you got to fill one out. Drop it with your Postmaster General and forward all mail going through the mail system to your address, because they're still going to try to pull this crap no matter what. So your best defense is to catch them. I joke about how you get them with the door. Well, here's how you get them with the door. Once they drop it into the mail system, they will never know that you filed a change of address. So you just keep dropping in those change of address forms on the Postmaster General and make sure that all of your mail is coming to you, so you guys get service when you're supposed to get service. Because they're hiding this shit from you. I'm telling you, they're hiding it from you. And now that I figured out how to do it and how to beat it, that's why I came on here. I had to tell you guys this stuff, man. Couldn't wait for the show. So I'll have some screenshots and everything prepared for Monday night's show. And this way, when you guys come on and, I can... I'll have some change of address blanks scanned into the computer and show you how to fill one out and go through all that stuff. So this way you guys will know what you're doing. And I think that's about all I had for now. But yeah, man, that was too good. I had to bring that one up. So on that note, guys, much love. If I see anything else this weekend, I will obviously be letting you know. So watch for them pyramid schemes, man. Watch for them pyramid schemes. There they are. So, night, guys. Have a nice weekend.